Hey folks, if you were having trouble working with your blogger blog by adding links for the excuse me, for the resume, I just wanted to take you through just a quick little spin here. I just created a sample website here. Very simple. Again, this is in Blogger or Blogspot within Google. And the way that you get to basically place links to your documents is your documents need to be somewhere. I'm going to show you just one method of doing this. I've got my documents that are inside my CWC account here, and so I'm going to come to the design link here at the top. So I'm already logged into Google. I'm looking at my my blog here, and once I'm logged in, looking at my blog, I can click on the design link and it takes me to the dashboard here. And so here's the blog that I need to be working on. So it tells me that I'm in the IMGT Spring 2015 blog, and if I want to change things about this, I'm going to click on the Layout tab because I want to put my links to my resume or documents on the right hand side here. So I'm going to choose to add a gadget on that right hand side. I'm going to go down, and there's a bunch of different ways you could do this, but I'm going to choose to add an HTML JavaScript, and I'm going to call this current resume, and I'm going to create a PDF resume, and I'm going to create a text resume. I'll just leave it at that at this point. I'm going to save this. Okay, I'm going to go back. I'm going to view my blog, and I want to see what it is. Okay, so that's not really going to work. So I'm going to need to edit this PDF and text resume. And I'm going to need to put a break in here. And well, let's see if this actually helps. Okay, so by putting a break in there in the less than greater than sign, you could see that it actually it forces those things onto new lines. Well, neither one of these are links at this point, so I need to go to I'm going to go to drive.google.com, which is my Google Docs basically. And inside this, I'm going to create a folder for my, actually I'll just come here to Drive. I'll create a new folder, and I'm just going to place my resumes in here. And so the folder is almost created. Working. Okay, so here's my resume folder. And I'm going to, there's a couple different ways you can do this, but if you already have your documents created, you can upload them here. You could create a new one by clicking on Google Docs, and I can call this Resume 2015. I'll call it Matt Her Resume 2015. And I'll choose OK. And I'll just do this Matthew Her, and then we'll just say this is my resume, just to keep this really simple. Okay, so this is a Google Doc. I've saved my work, and now I can actually share this by coming into Google Docs, and I can change it from private to on, the link sharing on, either anyone with the link or public on the web. If I choose anyone with the link, it just means that you're not going to be able to search for it on the internet, but if you know what the URL is, you'll be good. So that's why I'm choosing that. My URL, the link, is here. So I want to copy the link. And so I have a link here. And I'm going to go back to my blog, wherever it is. Okay, so we're going to edit the IMGT blog, and I'll call this the text version of my resume. I'll highlight that. I'll click on Create the Link. And now the link that I copied from the previous Google Doc is going to go here. And when I choose Save, it updates my blog, and now I have a link that will hopefully open up my resume. And there's my resume. We'll go back. And we need to do the same thing with the PDF version of the resume. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to download this as a PDF document, and then I'll just re-upload it. And so it'll automatically create the resume in a PDF format. So if I open that up, there's the PDF version. Okay, good. So let's put that up into my Google Docs. I'm going to choose Show in the Folder. I guess I'll need to go back down then. I can go to my downloads. And there's my resume. I'm going to show it in the folder. So here's my resume. Let me shrink this window a little bit. And then here's my folder here in Google Docs. And I'm just going to drag that document wherever it went. Really hard to see it that way, so let's do View as Details, and then we'll sort that by date. And there's my resume. I'm just going to drag it over into Google Docs. It's uploaded it here. I can right click on that PDF, choose Share, go to Advanced, and then change the private to anyone with the link. Choose Save, copy the address there that's already highlighted, choose Done, go back to my blog, and again I know I'm logged in here. I'll click on the little wrench and the screwdriver to edit, and now the one that I want to link is PDF Resume. So I highlight it, I choose Create Link, I just Control V as in Victor, paste that link that I copied from the previous page, choose OK, save, and now I'll just reload the page here. So you can see there's a link for the PDF resume, and you can see that there's a link for the text version of the resume as well. Now here's one other thing that you might actually be interested in fiddling around with, is to actually get a copy of the post over here. And if you are, so one of the things you can do is you can go back to Design, and you could actually create a post. Okay, you can create a new post. And so we're composing, and these are your options up here. All right, so we can go back to the page where your resume is. You can highlight all the text, Control A, and then I Control C to copy it. And then if I want to paste that in here, and that's what it's going to look like. Matthew Hurd, this is my resume. And then you can publish that or preview that, however you want to do it. And so if I go to publish that, I can view the blog, and you can see there's my new post. Matthew Hurd, this is my resume. Clearly not very fancy. You could also make a link out of that as well. So if you wanted to edit that post, you could make a link just as easily here. So if I make the link, oh, I don't have that link anymore. So we'll copy that, and then we can link to that as well. And then if we update and then view the blog, and then now there's a hot link directly to that resume. So the interesting thing here is that there's about 30 different ways you could do this. Another way that you could do this is to go back to design. So if you didn't like to use Google Docs for storing your documents and linking to them, you could also use the pages that are built in here. So you could go in and you can manually create a page here, and you could build your resume in here if you wanted to. Or you could, obviously you can create a link outside of that if you want as well. There's just quite a few ways for you to do that. The blog is not as full-featured as the Google Sites, although the blogs, believe it or not, are a little bit easier to work with. There's a few less moving parts within the blog. So take a look at this, see if that helps you. If you need some more help, let me know. I'd be happy to try to answer some more questions.